All right, you guys. So, happy Friday, everybody. If you are new to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you never miss an upload from me, whether that is a video or a live. And if you are already a part of the Rebel family, then thank you so much for coming back. I am doing a live today because I was initially supposed to do Thought-Provoking Thursday, and I did not. And so I am going to do that today on Friday, okay? So to everybody that is in Dallas today, for whatever reason, the city decided they was gonna open. Hey, boo. So yesterday I just got really busy. I was doing a lot of recording and editing, and I couldn't get around to actually posting and going live on yesterday. So I am trying to make up for it today, honey. Trying to make up for it today. So I've already pretty much done my skincare routine. That's one of the videos that I recorded today. So I'm just going to go right into setting my brows with some setting powder. And the setting powder, of course, is from Beauty Bakery. So I'm just going to go ahead and set those. Yeah, I wanted to yesterday, but I was like, ooh, I got to get this video recorded. It seemed like so much stuff was happening yesterday, so just pulling it all together to catch up today. All right, and of course, I'm using my Top Brow Kiss Professional pencil, which is like my go-to pencil right now. This is like the pencil that I have been using for probably the past like 6 or 7 months. It is just a really great brow pencil. I originally stopped using the ABH Brow Wiz because of this pencil. So I feel like it's definitely a dupe for that specific pencil. And it's a lot cheaper. I think this pencil is all of about $7 or $8. So if you into that action. I mean, who wouldn't be into saving a little money, right? We need our coins. All right. So I tried, oh, you know what? Another reason why I didn't go live yesterday is because yesterday was really like, I just felt like I wasn't having a good makeup day. So I didn't go live yesterday. So I was like, okay, I'm not having a good makeup day. Let me go ahead and at least get some editing done. And so I did that. But yeah, I was just not about to jump on. And my makeup was just like, it was really playing with me yesterday. So my brows wasn't acting right, so I wasn't even finna play them kind of games. So I think, yeah, it's definitely a deal breaker. I was like, I don't know, it just wasn't like coming together. Cause I got up really early. I think I got up at like 5, and my plan was to record, and then I was gonna, do my Thursday live. But yesterday's makeup game was just, everybody else said it was okay, but I just felt like my makeup game was off yesterday, so I didn't do anything. Not to mention that I'm really like needing my brows threaded, and I really think that's why I had like a bad brow day yesterday. And I've been contemplating if I should like revert to my old tactics, which was horrible because I was using Nair to get rid of like the hair on my brows, which was such a horrible idea because my face is like so sensitive that it was breaking me out really, really bad. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to have to thug it out until, it's safe to go and get my brows threaded. So I just took the makeup off that I had on yesterday and just called it a day, and I moved on and did other stuff that way I could be productive. But like having a bad makeup day is just like, oof. It just happened. So, but anyway, so okay, first of all, I just want to know how you guys are enjoying this series of Talk About It Tuesday and then Thought Provoking Thursday. And I'm asking simply because I want to know if it's having any effect on you guys at all. And if it's either in a positive way or a negative way, or like, has it changed your viewpoints on how you see relationships and marriage and people, or just really wanting to get y'all's feedback either way. I mean, for me, my whole purpose in doing it is just so I can kind of track my journey with this process. Um, like me and my husband are just we're having like our time. And what I mean by that is I know like all marriages go through things, but I don't know. I'm just marriage woes, I guess. So that's that. I am actually going to, let me see what I'm going to do with these brows today, since I know that we're going to be doing a relatively light color. All right, so I'm going to be using the P. Louise Rumor 3 base. Because I do want to do some bright colors today. I feel like my brows are okay. They're not the best, but it'll do for now. So what is y'all thoughts on the series so far? I'm really just trying to track my progress. Just seeing as like how I feel, where we are, what's different, what's working, what's not working. Because I've made it painfully clear to my husband that if things don't start to turn around, then, this will be our last year doing this, So I'm just asking y'all to see what y'all's thoughts are. I know a lot of people are always like, pro marriage, and they say like, oh, stick to it, don't give up, blah blah this, blah blah that. But for me personally, I am pro progress, and I feel like if you're in a relationship with anybody of any kind, and you aren't seeing progress, or maybe the person isn't doing the work, I don't know. You know what? I tried to check after doing some of the lives that I've done on here, like how I can get the comments back, and I'm not even really sure. Cause I did try to. Oh, Chanel. I love hearing that, because man, I feel like when people go through things like this, like they keep it quiet. It's almost kind of like a secret, which not a secret, but it's their personal life, and you definitely have the choice to like not put yourself out there. But I think one of the things that I've been learning in this process is that so many people deal with divorce and or separation or just even problems in their marriage, and they don't talk about it until after the fact. So for me, this is my first marriage, so I was always like very. Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about putting my iPad up, or my grabbing my MacBook Pro. I probably could have did that. I'll just pay more attention as we go through this one, and then moving forward, because I really don't want to miss the comments. That's like, that defeats the purpose of me even doing the live, right? But so I was saying, like, I do feel like, people go through divorce and don't really talk about it until after you're out of it, or they go through like a separation phase, and don't really talk about it until you're out of it. And a lot of times, like, you want encouragement or you need encouragement or you need somebody with like a sound mind to be your sounding board to tell you like when you tripping or whatnot. Ooh, he did what? Girl. You know what? If he walked out, please leave him where he at. Because that's totally trash. Let's just leave him where he at for real. I'm glad. I don't know. I think most people don't share their experiences like this because it's embarrassing. You know what I mean? Like, nobody wants to claim that this person that they were so sure of, they're not so sure of anymore. So I think there's a lot of embarrassment that comes with it. But I think if you look at it from like a learning, oh, y'all, why are we going through stuff like this? I mean, not that it's wrong in any way, shape, form, or fashion, but it's so hurtful. Um, I've always been one for transparency, though. I can say that, like, I would rather respect somebody who's gonna keep it real with me and who's gonna like keep it 100 than to be dealing with somebody who's gonna lie to me. You know, so I've never been ashamed of anything I've ever done or anything I've said or whatever. That's just, I just don't get down like that. I'm not, I feel like if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And if you gonna judge me, you gonna judge me. They ain't gonna stop me from doing it, you know. My lesson to learn from, whatever that may be. Hold on, y'all. I need Rashad. I need him to bring my husband walked out too, but after 3 years, he's back in Richmond. Wow, that's brave. I think that is extremely brave. Rashad, can you bring my charger? My phone charger? Okay. I think that's extremely brave to take somebody back after 3 years. Ooh, man. That says a lot. I think my fear is that when you separate, you don't know how much that person has actually grown, you know, or you don't know how much like y'all have grown apart. And I would hate to have a separation and then get back with the person just to only find out that like y'all still aren't where you need to be. Like that would. And yes, y'all, I do these lives when my husband is home. He knows I'm very outspoken and there's absolutely nothing that I wouldn't talk to him about. So thank you, honey. All right, y'all, give me a second. I'm trying to I need to put my phone on the charger so we can have our little girl time. All right, cool. Yeah, so that's just how open I am about it. I've never. Yeah, it's like they're walking on eggshells thing is not for, man. I can't even imagine. But I've never been the type of person to like hide stuff from him. If I'm feeling some kind of way, I'm 100% he's gonna know. And if something don't sit right with me or it's, you know, bothering me, if I feel a way, he 100% is gonna know. And my whole reason for doing this is because if I'm just honest with you guys, I feel like I'm just like a popular loner. You know what I mean? Like everybody knows me, but I don't really I don't kick it in a crowd or hang in a group or whatever. And so a lot of times when things are going on between he and I don't have I have one best friend, literally. And she probably stays about, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 hours away from me. But I don't have like that close knit group of women that I can just go to and pour my heart out to, or, you know, get advice from. One, because I'm very picky on who knows my business, because I've had friendships, or thought I had friendships, where people were solid and, you know, they not solid. And so this for me is definitely just an outlet, which is why I choose to be transparent. I feel like somebody somewhere knows you, and somebody somewhere knows if you are being truthful, or if you are being, or if you're being a liar, like if you know, being shady or whatever. And I don't ever want somebody to be able to come and be like, oh, well, I heard you say X, Y, and Z, and that wasn't the complete truth, or, you know, whatever. So I don't even give people the opportunity. But that's just my viewpoint on it. I'm not one of those people that I'm gonna be one way on social media and then I'm gonna be another way in real life. That's not how I get down. So he definitely knows, you know, that I do the lives. He's aware of how I feel and why I feel the way I feel. But I think for us right now, the hardest part about it is just figuring out, how do we get from point B to point G, you know? Like, there is a lot of road that we need to cover, and honestly, it's such little time to cover it in. So that's kind of... All right, so I used the P. Louise base, and I think this was 0. I might be lying. It might be like 0.5. No, that's not light dark enough, light enough. I think it's 1. The rumor based in 1, I think. So I'm gonna try and work from 2 palettes today. I'm gonna do the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2, and I am going to use the matte palette from Carity. Let us see what we got going on here. I need a small angle. No, I need a small blending brush. So we will use... Let's use this guy first. So, yeah. I actually need to pick up a little bit of that. And let me bring my mirror up some. So I'm just gonna take the purple and I'm gonna run this into my eye socket. So that's that. But anyway, I think the last part that we left off on was where we went to a party, and I ended up going home. So lo and behold, you guys, this girl continued to want to try and build a friendship. Now, this is just how I operate, and I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I knew him first, so I felt like my loyalty was to him, like he was my friend first. There hadn't been anything that this is so pigmented. There hadn't been anything that he had said or done that made me feel like, no, this not, like, he not a cool dude, you know, et cetera, et cetera. And so I literally felt like her wanting to build a friendship with me was not genuine. Like, I didn't feel like it was genuine. I felt like the only reason she wanted to build a friendship with me is because I was friends with her baby daddy. And I couldn't get down with that, because for no other reason, you know, like just her past behaviors and things like that. I was like, you really don't want to be friends with me. You want to be friends with me so you can low key keep tabs on him. And I just, you know, I really wasn't trying to be down with any of that. All right, so I got it blended into my eye socket. I am doing small circular motions just to blend it out. So, yeah, she kept wanting to be friends. Like, after the whole little party situation, which hindsight, when I think about it now, I feel like I probably shouldn't have even went and entertained it, but I did. Yeah, I mean, but I really didn't think about it back then. You know what I mean? And I guess that's one of the things about our relationship is that I feel like now, had I taken things a lot slower and had I actually listened to my gut, we could have avoided like a lot of unnecessary drama, unnecessary turmoil, conversations, arguments, etc. Um, but I also feel like when you truly like love somebody or you feel like you care about somebody, you overlook a lot of those things. Just, just keeping it real. Like you overlook the stuff. So I can definitely say I did that. I'm taking the shade Therapy Sisha. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. If you Yeah, I wouldn't even, I mean, yeah, I guess you could say red flags. I don't really like to call them red flags. I feel like they're just more so signs, you know? Red flags seem so toxic. You know, a lot of times we don't want to admit when something is like truly toxic, but yeah. All right, so I'm just taking the shade. There is something, it's right over this purple, and I am blending it over. I'm blending it into this darker purple. But so yeah, I was definitely overlooking things probably that I shouldn't have. I feel like at that point she was really just like pushing a friendship, and I don't know. I was just like, I don't really get it. Like, I don't know why you want to be friends with me. Like, I don't know you like that. I know him, and to be honest, like, if I'm just going to be real with y'all, you know how you can be around a person and you can kind of tell that, like, y'all don't really rock the same. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if if it had not been for him, she and I would have never crossed paths. Like, we don't run in the same circle. We don't like the same things. We don't hang with the same people. I just don't see that she and I would have ever crossed paths. And so that's my 2 cents on that. Um but yeah, she kept pushing the friendship, and I don't know, I wasn't really feeling the whole thing. I'm gonna take this pink up to my brow bone a little bit. So let me do a couple of more circular motions to get that really good gradient effect that I want. I love that we can do this here on. Yeah, I mean, her energy was just like, nah, it was just something about her, you know. I really can't call it, but it was just something about her. I was just like, nah, I don't really like her. You know what I mean? So, and I don't know. That's just what it was. All right, I'm going back into that purple just a little bit, the darker purple, and I'm going to give it another good little blend, just so I can make sure that I'm not having like any harsh lines. small circular motions back up into that purple. The lighter purple anyway. Trying to make sure I'm good. I'm gonna drag it out a little bit. Yeah, there we go. All right. I know it might seem like I'm taking a long time to blend, y'all, but honestly, the blend is really what it's gonna make or break your look. So don't let nobody tell you that blending is not important, because it truly is. Okay. I think I'm straight. This hat is on so tight, I feel like my brain is about to fall off or out or something. God dang it. Ooh, let me loosen that up a little bit, because, girl, I can't think straight. Oh, okay. So, yeah, I need to get my white back together. I'm actually going to use this one because it looks a little bit more whiter. So, I'm trying to think what happened after that. Hey, beautiful. Hey. Let me see if I can do light to dark on this side. I probably shouldn't do that, but I am. No, I'm not. I'm lying. Let me not teach y'all wrong. That's cute. So I'm taking the purple and I'm just packing the color in. Packing it into my eye socket. So, yeah, she kept wanting to be friends, and honestly, y'all, I just wasn't really sure what to do about it. Initially, I tried a couple times because he was like, you know, just try. I already knew I didn't want to be her friend, but then I kind of felt like, well, if this is baby mama, you know, and me and him cool, like, I don't want no beef. I ain't really trying to cause no static, so let me try and be her friend. Even though I knew the reason she wanted to be friends was definitely like, there was ill intent, you know what I mean? I was like, okay. But each time, and it wasn't really often, each time that we tried to hang out, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, y'all, I'm going back in this purple because I feel like I'm just like, I want it darker. I'm sorry. This is the type of stuff that I do off camera, like when I'm not, when I'm at home and I'm just creating on my own. I can actually take my time and look at something and be like, okay, no, you need to add a little bit more color, go back, blend it out, blah, blah, blah. But anywho, so each time that I tried to like link up with her, or she wanted to link up and do something, I started noticing that she would hit me up ahead of time and she'd be like, hey, you know, what are you wearing? And I say, oh, you know, I'm wearing X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And then we go to link up and she literally wearing the same thing I'm wearing. And at first, I thought, I was like, oh, okay, that's cute or whatever. But after a while, it kind of got to the point where I was like, I say after a while, but a couple of times after that, I was over it. I was like, I don't really like this. Like, I'm all for, you know, inspiring somebody, but for me, it felt like she was trying to take over my identity. Like, no lie. That's how I felt like every time I saw her. And then it got to a point to where, like, I was lying. Like, she was like, oh, what are you wearing? And I'm like, oh, I'm wearing X, Y, and Z. And I really wouldn't be, because I knew she would be wearing the same thing I was wearing. Oh, or how do you have your hair? And I would say, oh, I got my hair like blah, blah, blah. And then when I saw her, she would have the same exact hairstyle. So I was like, and I told him, I was like, yo, this is kind of, like, this is mad annoying. And it's like a little bit freaky. Like this is, I don't know. It was just really freaky. I don't really know how else to put it. So, I kind of told her, I was like, look, you know, I'm trying to be cordial with you because I know your baby daddy and, you know, me and him cool or whatever. But I was like, you know, you got to have like your own style, your own identity, etc. You know? Like as an influencer, I understand influencing people. I really do get it. But I also feel like I still want to be me at the end of the day. Like, I think the one thing that you have in this world is that nobody else is like you. Like, nobody else. That you are your own individual, you know, and that is your superpower. Like, seriously. And so it just got really, really freaky for me. And I ain't really like it no more. I didn't like it. And so, you know, I was talking to him about it. I just, I think the type of people that I love are the type of people that you can truly inspire, but still know, they still know that they have their own identity. You know, like I'm still my own person outside of, you know, being inspired by Jackie Ina or being inspired by James Charles. I'm still real Rita Lynn. Like I'm still me. And that is my superpower. You know, that's my strength. That's where I get my happiness from. Like knowing that at the end of the day, there's nobody like me and that I'm literally me, you know? But it got really out of whack. And I ended up telling him, I was like, yo, like I really concentrated that too hard. I'm gonna have to bleed this through that. I ended up telling him, I was like, yo, you know, I think like your baby mama is like tripping. Like I tried to go out with her a time or two, and you know she's dressing like me, she's wearing her hair like me, and I don't really like it. Like I don't really care for it. And he really didn't say nothing. He was kind of like, yeah, that's how she do. Like, and I feel like that's really unhealthy. Even to know that somebody operates like that and don't pull them to the side, like, yo, you know, you really shouldn't do X, Y, and Z. It's making so and so feel uncomfortable. I thought that was, I don't know. I really can't put it into words for y'all. Like I'm trying to recall like my then me, and all I felt like was that it was weird. That's literally all I felt, is that it was really weird. And I was annoyed by it. You know, admittedly, I think when you become an influencer, you don't realize how much you influence or impact people until you actually are able to like see it. Um, and I've heard of like influencers having people who have like stalked them before and, you know, been crazy about them before, but never really like experienced it for myself because I just didn't feel like I was on that level. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's little old me from Dallas. Ain't nobody worried about me. You know, I got a couple people here and there, but ain't nobody really worried about what Real Rita Lynn doing. Not for real. So I never thought I was like impactful on that type of a level. But I guess, you know, prove me wrong. So I'm trying to like bleed the purple back in because I feel like I lost some of it. But so yeah, I tell him, I was like, yeah, you know, I don't really know. I really can't get down with it. Anyway, because I didn't really feel comfortable like being by myself with her anymore, he would like show up to different stuff. So um, one night I was at home with the kids and he hit me up and he was like, hey, me and, you know, baby mama got tickets to Life Jennings concert. He was like, one of our friends was supposed to go with us, but the friend canceled last minute, and we want to see if you want to go. And so, of course, I'm like, okay, bet. Like, sure, let me see if I can get my mom to watch the kids. And if she agrees, like, yo, I'm down. Honestly, I hadn't been out. This is like my first for real time going out since I had left my kid's dad. And I wasn't dating anybody, and I really wasn't looking to be dating anybody. I was honestly just trying to focus on my kids, keep working, and that was pretty much that. Like, I really wasn't looking for nothing else. And so I'm trying to think before if I should cut this now or what. Okay, I'll do it now. Well, let me add it first. And so I'm just using this one little brush. This is a brush from e.l.f. This is their eye crease brush. So I'm just using one brush, and I'm literally just dipping it in between cleaning. So I'm running it in some alcohol, and then I'm using it just so I know that I'm not carrying another shade. So oh, that's like really high. So yeah, he hit me up, was like, hey, we got tickets to go see Life Jennings. Do you want to go? Blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, yeah, cool, no big deal. Let me see if I can get a sitter. I get the sitter. My mom, she says, yeah, she knows that I hadn't been out in a while. And she was like, yeah, you need to like go and just have some you time, like have some adult time. And really, I wasn't even tripping on the adult time because clubs are just not my thing. Bars are really not my thing. I'm really lame, y'all, on all levels. Like, for real, for real. So she's like, no, you really need to get out and like have a good time, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay. So I got dressed, he hit me up and was like, all right, so we're gonna come pick you up. So I was like, well, I'm gonna drive to y'all's house. I'm gonna drive to y'all's house because when I'm ready to go, like, I want to be ready to go, and I'm one of those people that I don't want to have to depend on nobody else to get me where I need to go. Like, when I'm ready to go, I want to leave, and I don't want to be sitting with somebody, riding with somebody, and I can't go because they ain't ready to go. I did that in my 20s, and never again, child. Like, no, when I'm ready to go, I'm bouncing. I'm bouncing. I'm sorry, y'all. I had got a message, and I was trying to read the message. All right, so this green, for whatever reason, is like, it's running through. I feel like it's going to run through. Yeah, it's going to run through on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it. So we ended up going to, we get dressed. I drive over to their house. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. So I drive over to the house. We leave to go to the club. And everything was like fine. Everything was cool, right? These hooded lids are the devil, I swear to y'all. Everything was fine. Everything was cool. Well, we get inside the club and we chilling, you know, waiting for the performers and stuff to come on, blah, blah, blah. No big deal. Everybody's good. So the first thing that I noticed is that Brandon was like, he was just, initially, I thought, let me tell it how I thought it, and then I'll go into hindsight because, yeah. So I'm going to have to throw some black in the back of there because it is really like cracking up. Okay. My green is really like doing a number on me. I know what I'm about to do though, because I'm not about to play with this. Whatchamacallit? I'm not about to play with this color. We came here for a good time. And a bomb ass look, and I'm not about to play with you, green. All right, so my green is like bleeding through to my purple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover up the whole thing. Literally, I'm covering up the whole where I was going to do the halo at. And then I'm going to bleed the green through the white. So let me let that get tacky. Thank you. It's like, it's trying to like play me right now, but I'm not gonna let that happen, child. All right, let me let that get tacky. So the problem is that the green is, the purple that I laid down, that dark purple, it's muddying up the green. And so in order for me to bring that green through, which I should have did this in the first place, is I should have laid down my cut crease with the concealer first and then brought the green in. But I really thought that I could bleed the green through the purple and it'd be fine. But no, that's not what happened. So I'm just gonna let the concealer get tacky, which I feel like it is. And then I'm gonna apply it over the top of that. But so anyway, so we go to the club, right? And we're at the club, we chilling, we having a good time. Performance done came on, like the opening act comes on, and then Life comes on, right? And so the whole time, mind y'all, me and Brandon were really just like, it wasn't nothing between us. Like, honestly, this was just like a good friend. That was it. Like, oh, okay. You know, he cool or whatever. I didn't have any type of feelings towards him. You know, I ain't have like no, I don't know, no nothing. You know, there was like nothing. And so when we got to the club, that's when I started to realize like, oh, okay, dude cut for me, right? Because the whole time we're at the club, and I was kind of like a little bit, I was kind of like, I don't know about the situation, because the whole time we was at the club, he was like, hey, baby, do you need a drink? Do you need this? Do you need that? And I'm just thinking like, baby, like, when did I become baby? Oh, I just put concealer on my lip. I'm like, baby, like, when did I become baby? Like, I thought we was cool. What's with the baby? You know, like, what's tea? He was like, baby, need another drink. And honestly, I don't drink, y'all. And he didn't really know that because the times before that we had went out, I never drank. You know, so He's like, yeah, babe, you need another drink, you need this, you need that. And I'm just looking at him like, how am I gonna be baby and your baby mama like literally right here like turning up, like her ass all in the air and everything. Like she's turning up, she's having a good time. Okay. So I'm like, how am I baby when the baby mama right here? And she was having such a good time, y'all. She wasn't even paying attention to him. And so I was like, no, I'm good. I don't really drink like that, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. Let me go a little bit further into this green on the top side. So I was like really shutting him down. I was like, no, I'm good. I don't drink like that. But thank you though, thanks for looking out for me, et cetera, et cetera. So when we about to leave the club, this dude comes running out of the club, right? And so dude was like, yo, miss, excuse me, miss. So I'm like, what's up? And he go, ooh, this is like really, hold on, y'all. He goes, he's like, I'm not trying to bother you or nothing, but Life Jennings' manager, he wanna holler at you for a second. And so I'm like, I don't really know. Like, not really trying to go home with nobody. That ain't my thing. Blah, blah, blah. And then I'm sitting up here thinking about how, like, Brandon done low-key been trying to shoot his shot. I got to ride home with them so I can get to my car. He was just like, woo, child. This is too much. So, because I hadn't been dating nobody and because I didn't look at Brandon like that, I was like, I mean, okay, I'll give it a try. So the manager come and we talking or whatever, and he was like, hey, we staying at X, Y, and Z hotel. Do you want to come back to the hotel for the after party? And so I asked Brandon, I was like, hey, they staying at, X, Y, and Z hotel. Do y'all want to go with them and go to the after party or whatever? And they was like, nah, we don't want to go. We good. We gonna chill, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm like, okay. I opted to go. I ain't have nothing else to do. Like, this is my first time having a babysitter in probably, I don't know, maybe 6 months. So I was like, yeah, I'm in. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. But I gave myself a time frame. So I told him, I was like, in order for me to go, I was like, you have to give my friend, I was like, yeah, you have to give my friend the address of where I'm gonna be at and like your phone number. And I need to take a picture of your license plate and your driver's license. Yes, y'all, I am that paranoid, okay? Like, people get snatched. Things happen. And I'm a single woman. Like, I need somebody, if something happens to me, I need somebody to know who the last person I was with, and I need to make sure they have like some kind of government identification so they can be like, they can't just be like, oh, hey, we let her go off with anybody. Like, no, you got, dude, that sound weird. I feel like I'm sounding weird right now. I'm probably sounding creepy. Anywho, that's what I did. I was like, well, I'll go, but you got to give my friend like your contact information because somebody needs to know where I am. Like, I have kids at home and my kids need their mama, and yeah, that was just that on that. And I wasn't going if he wasn't providing that information, period. So he did, because I went. So he did. Brandon's like, yeah, when you get there, let me know. Make sure you hit me. Let me know everything's good. Everything's okay. So I go, and when I go to the hotel, they had like this big ass suite or something upstairs. And he was like, yeah, do you want to go to, the suite upstairs? And I was like, nah, if you want to talk to me, we can talk down in the lobby. Probably looking crazy just sitting in the lobby talking, because he asked me a couple times, like, hey, do you want to go upstairs? And I was like, no, I'm good down here. Plus, I wasn't planning on staying long, so there's no need for me to, go upstairs into anybody's suite. I don't care how nice it was. It's just that. So yeah, he ended up, I stayed for like an hour, maybe like an hour and a half. And hold on. I'm gonna, I don't know if I should deepen it up right there. Who is Joe? I don't know a Joe. Oh, him? That was funny. That was funny. He said Joe. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm goofy like that. Let me get to this other eye. Hold on, cause I can't with him. So yeah, we ended up exchanging numbers, and he was like, you know, hit me up sometime, blah blah blah. I didn't hit him up. I went back home, went to sleep, and literally, let me see. I think I got it like poached in the socket. So I go back home and hey, go back home. I go to sleep. Hey guys. And like literally a couple, I want to say maybe like a week or so later, he hit me up. And when he hit me up, he was like, "Hey, you know, I thought about you. Just wanted to hit you up, see what you were doing, see when you were free." He's like, "You know, I live in, where did he live? Somewhere." And he flew me out. He's like, "I wanted to see if you would come and visit me. You know, I'll fly you out here." And so I was like, "Okay." So he bought the ticket. Brandon ended up keeping the kids for me that weekend. But before he flew me out, y'all, again, my little scary butt, I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna need your address. I need like a piece of mail." I'm so paranoid. I needed everything before I went out. Okay, so this is literally how I should have did the eye initially on this side, but I didn't. So I'm just telling y'all I didn't want to make the same mistake. And I'm pulling my eye, which probably should not do, but I am pulling my eye just for the simple fact that I have a hooded lid, and this allows the skin on my eye to lay just a little bit flatter. Oh my God, this little halo I mean, like, yikes. I don't know. So, anywho, I'm now using the Karen C palette, you guys. So yeah, he buys me a plane ticket. I go out there to see him, and literally, I'm asking Brandon. I asked him to like drive me to the airport, right? Because you know that's who I asked. I don't know why. It's just that's who I asked. So I asked him to drive me to the airport. He drives me to the airport. We're like talking on our way to the airport, and y'all gotta know, like, by this time I've probably known him, I don't know how long. It was a good little while. Maybe a little bit. Let me see. It was at least a little bit over a year, I'm gonna say. I had known him at least a little bit over a year. Because Madison was approaching, no, she was already in Terrible Twos. So yeah, we was definitely, okay, I'm just trying to think out loud in my how it all went down. So anyway, I go to see him. I'm down there, and I was honestly just like, I was ready to go. It was not the trip that I thought it was going to be. He was like working the whole time I was there. I honestly feel like if you're going to ask somebody to come see you, you're going to fly them out, all this other kind of stuff. At least be, you know, available to actually spend time with that person or whatever. But he had so much stuff going on. I was like, yeah, I'm not seeing you again, dude. Like, I'm not gonna fly down here for this shit again. Granted, it wasn't my money, but still, I just felt like it was a wasted trip. I mean, we did like a little bit of stuff, but he was really busy like most of the time that I was there, and I didn't really appreciate that. So, um, I was telling Brandon like about the whole trip on the way back, and you know what time to pick me up from the airport, etc., etc. Did you spend that time with his baby? What do you mean? Did he spend? I don't know. I don't know. Did he spend the time? I don't know. The time that I was gone. That's a good question. I can ask them. Look at me. I can ask them right quick. I don't know. I don't remember. I think maybe. It wasn't nothing to me, so I really don't. I don't remember. I don't know. I'm not going to even lie to y'all. I want to say maybe he did, but what could I do? You know? Like, I was literally going out of town to go see a whole nother dude. And yeah, so no, not to see Life. No, I was not dating Life. I was dating his manager. I was dating his manager. I don't know what the heck I did. Oh, I know what I did. This eye is like really bothering me. That's because I cut this one higher than that one. Let me go into my purple chair. So no, I wasn't dating Life. I was dating his manager at the time. Okay, good. So, yeah. I was dating his manager at the time, not him. Funny story is that I didn't really think that Life looked the way he looked up close. And there ain't no shade or nothing, but he is definitely not my cup of tea. Like, you don't realize how much people, I'm not gonna say people, you don't realize how much industries will like edit a person's face. And when I actually like saw him up close, I was just like, okay. We definitely got to get you something for that, because his face was like, yeah, I really wanted to like recommend products to him more than anything. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I really, really wanted to recommend products to him. Yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't realize it then, but when I saw him, I was like, oh, wow. He got like, yeah, he had like a lot going on with his face. And I was not, I don't know. I thought he just was going to look different. I thought he would have like this immaculate, this, amazing, glorious, beautiful skin. And it was everything but that. Like literally everything but that. So I was just really surprised at his skin. And there were so many groups of girls like flocking to him, and I'm just looking at them like, do y'all see his skin? Like, you make too much money not to be at a dermatologist. Go to a dermatologist, but whatever. Anywho. So, yeah, Brandon called and checked on me literally every day that I was gone. He kept the kids, so I was cool with that because every day that he called, I was able to talk to them. And I was only gone for the weekend, I think. I think I went Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I think I came back on like a Monday, something like that. But yeah, he called and checked on me every day that I was gone. And I pretty much told him that I was like, I hated it. Like I'm never coming back out here. Blah blah blah. It was just like the touring that we did, the touring was cool. I had fun touring. He took me sightseeing, so I did get to see a couple of places. I'm gonna deepen up this pink on this side because that one is like flooded. I don't know if it's the pink that's flooded or it's the purple that's flooded. I might have to go into both, but I need to find a more smaller detailed brush. I might just have to fix it later though. But anyway, all in all, y'all, I did not have a good time. And I was just telling him that, like, each time that I talked to him, I was like, yeah, I'm just not having a good time. On top of that, I was slightly annoyed that he felt like because he flew me out, that entitled him to, like, have sex with me. And I was like, dude, I don't even know you like that. I don't know what your regular chicks used to doing, but no, that's not happening over here. Like, I don't know you. This is my first time coming to visit you, and you think it's finna go down like that? Are you crazy? No. So I think that's why the trip didn't really go. I don't know. Like maybe like he thought it would go, because your girl was not putting out at all. It was just not. It was not that kind of party for me. Sorry. So yeah. But then let me tell y'all what the worst thing was. I'm there, and this dude literally tells me, he was like, hey, I'm gonna have to go make a run real quick because I need to go see my baby mother. And mind y'all, we're like in a relationship. We done already said like, oh, you know, well, dating, I guess I should say. I don't know if I should say it's a relationship or what, but we were already like dating for real dating. Like, so he tells me, you know, I gotta go make this run. I gotta go see my baby mother. And so I'm like, okay, what's up? Like, what's the deal? And he was like, oh yeah, well, what I didn't tell you is that she like 8 months pregnant. What you mean? Like, why you didn't tell me this before I came down here, that you got this girl pregnant? 8 months pregnant, yo. 8 months pregnant. That sounds like a full relationship to me, no cap. 8 months pregnant? Yeah, the purple is like bled out on this side, and it's like so creased in on this side. 8 months pregnant, y'all. Literally. That's what he tells me. It's like, yeah, I gotta go see my baby mother. You know, she 8 months pregnant. So we get into it about that. Was supposed to be going to dinner. He was late picking me up for dinner. It was just all kinds of hell no going on. So I was definitely ready to get back home. So I don't know. Add this entitled guy to this whole feeling like, one, he felt like, oh, she's supposed to be having sex with me. And then two, you know, he didn't say that he had like this. I'm so mad that this eye is like flooded. And I don't wanna, man, I really don't wanna start this eye over. I really don't. So I don't have any choice but except for to flood the other eye, or yeah, I'm gonna have to flood my other eye. Ooh. It's okay. I'm gonna have to redo this another time when I don't. Yeah, this eye is so flooded, y'all. So I have to flood this one to make it match the other one, unfortunately. So what happened is I think I blended this one too much. I'll try for a lighter pink on it. Okay, let me try for a lighter, maybe. Let's try for a lighter pink. But anyway, yeah, he goes to, I pack my stuff. Like I said, it wasn't a long trip. I packed my stuff. Brandon is supposed to pick me up at the airport. Get to the airport, he's there. You know, I'm telling him about my trip. I decided to tell him then for the simple fact that I knew once I got to the house with my kids, I didn't really want to talk about it. You know, like I wasn't dating anybody. I just didn't want them to feel like, oh, I had moved on from their daddy so fast. Even though it had already been a year, I just didn't want to be saying like names and stuff in front of them. If it ain't serious, then I didn't want to bring it up. And so on the ride back, that's when he tells me like, yo, I got feelings for you. No, he said, his exact words was, he's like, oh, I'm so glad you back. I love you. And I was like, oh, I love you too. I was like, y'all miss me? And he's like, no. He's like, you know, like, I love you. And I was just kind of like, oh, okay. I don't really know what to do with that. And he's like, you know, you don't got to say it back, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And so I'm like, oh, okay, that, I don't know. So I didn't say nothing. The car ride was kind of weird going back. And it was already like super late. So I had decided that I was going to stay there at his house. Like that's where the kids were, et cetera, et cetera. You know what? The baby mama did stay. And I'm glad because now I'm remembering. Yeah. So I decided that I was going to stay. I stayed in the guest room because that's where the kids were. And the next morning is when I saw the baby mama was there. And I was just like, oh, okay. You know, I didn't really want to intrude on them or nothing like that. Like, I ain't know what they had going on, whatever. And so I was like, hey, yeah, we're going to go ahead and go. I'm trying to fix this dip. I got a little dip right there. So I was like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and go. And she's like, oh, yeah, I should stay for breakfast. I'm about to make him breakfast. And so I was like, all right, I'm not going to pass up no breakfast. Like, I love food. And if you're going to cook it, damn it, I'm going to stay and eat it. So she's in there making breakfast. You know, she was asking me like, oh, how was your trip? Blah, blah, blah. I'm telling her. So we hadn't left because the kids were still asleep. So I'm telling her how my trip went and everything. And then she goes, I said, do you need some help with something? And she was like, no, I'm good. I got it. And so I'm like, okay. So I go back into the room where the kids was at because literally I hadn't gotten much sleep. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go try and get, you know, a little bit more sleep before the kids wake up. That way when they do get up, like, I'm good. I can deal with them, you know, no problem. So I'm moving to, I moved into where the kids are at. And there was like this other room that nobody slept in. And so I was like, all right, I'm just going to go in there for a minute. I don't want to wake the kids. So I go in there. I'm laying down on the bed, minding my own self business. And here she come. And so I'm like, okay, here she come, you know. Boo. And she comes and she gets on the edge of the bed and she's talking to me. And she goes, ooh, that was a lot. So she gets onto the edge of the bed. She's talking to me. You know, I'm talking to her, blah, blah, blah. Y'all, literally the next thing I know, she is like, she got her hand like placed on my leg, right? And so I'm kind of like, okay, like what's up? What's the deal? Like, why or do you feel the need to touch me right now? And so she's just talking. And I felt like she was flirting with me, but I didn't want to like misread the situation, you know, because I felt like, I don't know, you know how somebody's like being extra nice, but it also sounds like flirtatious. That's what it was. And so I was like, well, I don't want to call her out and be like, are you flirting with me? Like, or do you go this way? Because I don't really know her to say that. So I was like, I don't know if it's she being nice. I don't know if she's flirting. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I didn't want to call old girl out, and then she just be like, girl, wasn't nobody flirting with you? Like, I'm trying to be nice to you, you know? Because I didn't know if she was being nice or if she was flirting. Like, I really didn't. And so I didn't want to, like, be like, oh my God, like, I didn't want to offend nobody, period. I'm just say it like that. Look at my lace coming up. My wig is not on, y'all. Y'all need to know that in advance. So I didn't want to offend. I'm saying, why did I know this whole time that but that's the thing. I didn't know. Like, I didn't know. I just felt like she was being so abrasive and aggressive. I'm like, damn, like his baby mama wilding. Like, why she act like this? Like, damn. That's what I thought. And I really wasn't sure. But like I said, I didn't want to call her out because, again, I don't know. Maybe she's just trying to be nice. You know, I wasn't finna make a scene in somebody's house. And so me and her kind of sitting there talking. And so I get my phone and I text him and I'm like, hey, can you come in here? Because I don't know if your baby mama like flirting or if she's being nice or bingo. So he comes in and literally don't make the situation no better. I swear to you. He comes in. I'm like, so imagine the head of the bed. I'm like laying directly in the middle of at the head of the bed. So I'm laying in the middle of the bed. She is sitting like midway to my hip. But when he comes in, he goes like around the end of the bed and he comes on the side. So he's sitting behind me. The whole time, y'all, I was so freaking uncomfortable because she has her hand on like my knee, kind of like, but in between my knee and like my lower thigh. She's got her hand on my knee. But he comes in and I can literally, like, he was so close to me, y'all. I don't want to tell y'all how close he was because he was close. Just know he was so close. Very close. And so I'm like, okay, like, this is fucking awkward. My kids are in the other room. I just want to go home. That was my thought. That was literally my thought. And I felt so fucking weirded out. I was like, oh my God, they finna rape me. Those was my thoughts, y'all. I'm not lying. I swear to God. I was like, they are about to try to fucking rape me. Like, why? Like, I'm about to get raped. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, they about to rape me. Like, they about to fucking double team me. So I tell him, I was like, okay. I was like, y'all are like wilding out. I'm about to get my kids and bounce. I don't want your breakfast. And so he's like, okay. So literally the next I leave, you know what I'm saying? I didn't say anything to him at all. I definitely didn't say anything to her. And so the next day he hits me up. And he's like, so, and I was like, yeah. He's like, what you doing? And I was like, first of all, I was annoyed. So, of course, I go off, just the Virgo in me. So, I was like, first of all, y'all some wild motherfuckers. I was like, why did that happen? I was like, did you know she was sitting there rubbing my fucking leg? Did you know? And he was like, no. I said, and then you come and do what you did? I was like, what was going on? And he was like, all right, I'm gonna tell you something. And I was like, what? And he was like, so she bi. Okay. What does that have to do with me, though? That she's bi. What do they have to do with Rita? He was like, I'm just telling what she asked me a couple of weeks ago if you would be down for a threesome. And I said, well, what did you tell her? And he was like, I ain't telling nothing. Like, he ain't saying nothing. I said, and why didn't we say anything? And he was like, I don't know. I'm like, no. So now you got her thinking like I rock like that and I don't rock like that. Like that's not cool. Why would we do that? And so he's like, yeah, you know, my bad, blah blah blah, yada yada. And so that kind of explained to me like why she was so pushy to have this friendship. And so that's when he kind of let me know that that's how they got down. Like they, you know, had situations like that before. And so I feel like just because y'all are cool with shit like that don't mean I'm cool with shit. Like don't try me. Don't do that. And so yeah, he apologized or whatever, and then after that I just kind of knew to keep my distance cuz yeah, like I already know what you want, and girl, I don't have that for you, child. I don't rock like that. I don't get down like that. And I'm not saying like I'm against anybody who does, of course, to each your own, but it's just that ain't for me. But yeah, I had no idea. I hadn't called it really. And I guess the reason I hadn't called is because I ain't really know nobody that rocked that way. Not that I'm not saying that it was a bad thing or anything like that, but I just didn't know nobody that got down like that. So yes, she got real weird after that. Believe me. I haven't even got to how she is now married to my kid's dad. I know I told y'all, but she is married to my children's father. It's almost like we did like a swap, which is crazy, but yeah, she got real weird after that. I always felt like it was kind of funny though, because anytime like me and him would be talking about stuff for um the kids or Madison or whatever, she would always be so quick to like volunteer. You know what I mean? Like, oh, do your kids need X, Y, and Z, or do they this, do they that? She was always quick to like try and offer money or whatever. I guess just whatever she thought was gonna work. And he never told me. Like he just was never told me until that day, and I was so annoyed. so annoyed. Because I feel like we supposed to be cool and you gonna lead her to believe like, nah, that's not okay. That's like me letting somebody believe, you know, you like me and when I know damn well you don't. But I guess in hindsight, I could see why he played it the way he did. Because if that was how they normally got down, then I know this might sound crazy, but maybe he was following protocol. I don't really know. I'm really just speculating at this point. But I feel like if that's how they got down in the past, then maybe that's why he was rocking the way he was rocking.
Mom.
Yes?
Look.
Who?
Like
Madison just came down, y'all, so I have to pause for a second.
Sorry.
You're fine, baby girl. What is this?
You used to have like every time when you do your makeup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you have to contour so you can bring definition back to your face.
Can you teach me how to do makeup?
I'll teach you when you are old enough.
14.
14. Interestingly enough, I don't think that's old enough.
15.
Maybe.
18.
Well, girl.
You have something right there.
So yeah, that was like, I don't know. I was taken back, honestly, by the whole thing. Because I feel like that was supposed to be like, I feel like he and I had such a good relationship that, you know, nothing like that would happen. And I was wrong. So I think that was like my first, I'm not going to say my first sign of red flags, but I definitely think that stood out to me and I ignored it more than I should have. Because I do remember asking him, and if that's what he's used to, I'm sure it's a struggle for him to be faithful in a relationship. Not saying, man, yeah, you definitely, you called that. I think that's honestly why we had the situation that we had happen in year one. It's because, what y'all don't know, is that, so I'm his third wife. This is my first marriage. But his first marriage, the reason it ended is because he cheated. He cheated on his first wife. And the reason his second marriage ended was because he cheated on that wife. And so, you know, the first year that we were married, he made an attempt at cheating on me. So I think you're absolutely right when you say that. To have to do something that you never really had to do before can be a struggle, especially when you've gotten away with it pretty much. Or I'm not going to say gotten away with it, especially when somebody has allowed you to behave like that. It's really hard to, like, you know, not.
You got these car keys on it? Oh, yes, you do.
So I think that's why we had such a struggle. Year one is because it's just a lot of stuff that he wasn't used to. Nobody had ever said, hey, like, yeah, we can be together, but you're not going to do X, Y, and Z while we together. Or if they did make it a requirement, the requirement was after X, Y, and Z had already happened. So why is this girl out with my keys? So yeah, that was that. After that, it just got really awkward between all of us because I knew what her motives were, and I just wasn't trying to play into it. And I was really just trying to figure out like what the dynamic was between me and him. I didn't feel like he was like this bad person. I still kind of felt like, you my man 100 grand. But I was really just trying to like figure him out. And so after that whole little situation, I ended up talking to his first ex-wife, and she and I are really good friends. That's the one who she's usually in my lives when I'm on Facebook. But she and I are really good friends. And she has like a lot of insight as to like who he is and why he is the way he is, or whatever, because she dated him first, was married to him first. So she knows him. I think she knows him pretty well. He might feel like she doesn't, but I think she knows him pretty well. And the reason I say that is because the person or the man that he is now, I feel like hasn't really changed from the person that he was when he was married to her, which is one of the reasons why we're kind of in this place, this crazy place of whatever the heck we in right now. I don't really even know what to call it, but we are in like the weirdest space we've ever been in.
And I'm so sorry if y'all hear a lot of noise because I'm just jump roping.
Yeah, we're in just like this really weird space right now. And I don't know. I feel like I know what it's gonna take to get us out of this space, but I don't know. I say that I feel like he don't want to do the work because I feel like a lot of it starts with him, but it's just hard. So I'm trying to get this complexion together, y'all. I feel like I need a little bit. I took like a lot of highlight away, so I'm going to actually let me reverse this way. So anyway, I feel like I just took a lot of my highlight away, so I'm just doing a reverse contour right now.
Mom, what color are you doing?
Oh, I did a bunch of colors today, Madison.
What?
I did a bunch of colors today. I don't know, I just felt like a bunch of colors was necessary. So, did a bunch of colors.
Let me see what colors you done did. I mean, I guess those are cute.
I guess. So the reverse contouring is just going to give me higher cheekbones. And it's going to bring back some of that highlight that I kind of took away on my complexion shade.
Mom, what's your TikTok account?
What's my TikTok account?
Yeah.
Okay.
RealRitaLynn.com.
I don't know. So anyway.
You haven't made one?
I do have one. I just don't know what the name is. I can't remember right now.
You too focused.
I am focused. Because this complexion got to be right, child.
You know what I'm focused on?
What, baby?
Jump roping.
Good.
How many do you think that was?
I don't know. I'm not counting, honey. You're going to have to count for yourself. So, the answer to that is definitely no. It was absolutely not. Here's the kicker, is that initially, like I told y'all when we met, he was literally dating and living with somebody else. I cannot make this up. 100% dating and living with somebody else. So no, he was dealing with 3 different people at the same time. Yeah. I kind of came in on like the ass end of it all, honestly. Because for a while, like, he was going back and forth between the baby mama and the girlfriend or ex-girlfriend, whatever you want to call her at this point in the series. I guess she would be the ex-girlfriend at this point. But he was kind of like going back and forth between the two. So, no, he was not. He was like, I think at the end of the day, like, it just got, I'm going to say personally that I feel like it got too expensive to maintain 3 different chicks. He was definitely trying for a little while. And so, that's when I actually found out that, like, yeah, they married for real, for real. That's when I found out. And right hand to the man, y'all, or whoever y'all pray to, I literally stopped messing with him. I stopped talking to him. I was like, look, I just got out of a long relationship that wasn't really about nothing. And I'm not about to do that with somebody else. And so I told him, I was like, yeah, when you get your shit together, you know, holla at me. But until then, like, go be with your wife, go be with your girlfriend, go be with whoever. Because I don't want to share. I don't like sharing. I'm selfish like that. Plus, the girlfriend had been telling him, like, she already suspected, like, that he liked me or something. I don't really know. I just know what he told me. He was like, they got into it one day about me. And I was like, how y'all gonna get into it about me? And, like, I don't even like you like that. We not even messing around like that.
That was 4.
And I tried to explain it to the girlfriend. Only reason I tried to explain it to her is because at the time, it was the baby mama. You know? Like, I'm like, you don't need to be worried about me, child. Y'all need to be worried about each other. I'm just sitting over here kind of watching it all unfold. That's all. Madison, be careful. Yeah, but they both was worried about me, and I was just kind of seeing how she was going to play out with them. But supposedly he stopped messing with the girlfriend. I don't really know how that came about. I wasn't really there for whatever, however it transpired, I wasn't there for, so I can't really speak on it. So, but no, girl, he was doing his thing. He was definitely doing his thing. Sad. Oh, get Madison, will you bring the iPad or bring my
Camera?
no, not my camera, baby. The my MacBook down here.
Your MacBook.
My MacBook is probably on the nightstand.
I can't go.
Why?
Because he's in
Oh, he's taking a shower. Okay.
and he locked the door.
Oh, okay. Well, my
After.
Brandon is in the room taking a shower, and my tablet and my iPad are in the room. You got a laptop now.
And I got an iPad.
You know what? You leave me alone. Madison, what do you think if we try a yellow lipstick today?
Yay! Wait, I think you should try a yellow, a blue, or a sparkly glitter one. Which is really, I wanted to go with red.
So
Wow.
honestly, and this is just me like being transparent, I think that because he was so far from what I was used to, like he's not my norm, or wasn't my norm. Yeah. At the time. So at that time, I was really young. I could tell you right now that I liked them rough. Like I wanted a hood dude. Like you had to have, a couple charges, maybe sell a little bit some drugs or something. But I didn't want, like, I wasn't attracted to the the corporate guy. I just wasn't. So he was different. Like he was somebody that I typically I wouldn't have picked him for me. Okay. And it seemed like everything, I'm not going to even say it seemed like let me be 100% honest. Anything that I wanted, anything that I needed, like he got it for me at the drop of a dime. And it's not to say that I hadn't dealt with dudes like that before, because I had. I'm trying to, let me put some powder on my, all right, I need to line my eye, so I'm putting a little bit of powder on my finger. Okay. Why the fuck do I feel like this is like Mardi Gras looking ish? So he wasn't like, he was for all intents and purposes, he was like a nerdy nerd guy, really. And I liked him. I was like, oh, he's so nerdy, he's so sweet. I like the fact that we could have these intellectual conversations and I not feel like I have to water anything down, or, I have to speak in layman terms, or I can't use quote unquote big words. Like somebody tell me, oh, you use big words. So I didn't have to like dumb me down, if that makes any type of a sense. And the bad thing about it is that I was used to dating like those kind of guys. Oof, I hate to say that. But you're young. You're young. You make mistakes. So yeah, it was just there was just like a different, intellectually there was like a different level. Like it seemed like at the time like we had the same goals, we had the same ambitions. And it took me a minute because I felt like what am I doing? Why him? Like, what do I really want? Because I ended up making this list, right? And I feel like as women, yeah. That's it right there.
Do you think I'm
Really.
shy?
When we initially started to like date in some form, I kept asking myself like why him? Like why him? Like what's so special about him? What's so different about him? And honestly at the time, it's like I said, he was not my normal guy. You know, he was in school, um, working on his master's degree, I think, at the time.
Where are you going?
Um,
Why?
Madison, did you say why? He's working on his master's degree at the time.
Okay.
We both like cared really strongly for our kids. As far as like the whole relationship, I think we both felt like we were in the same space, as in the relationship he had with his daughter's mom. It wasn't really a healthy relationship for anybody to be in. Yeah, you did tell her. It wasn't really like a healthy relationship for anybody to be in, and so I think relationship wise, we could kind of relate to being in relationships with people, hoping it would benefit the kids, or staying longer than we knew we should stay. So that was something that we shared, and then my brother had recently passed away, and his mom had passed away. So of course we bonded over heartache, which is naturally how some people, some people bond that way. But that was another something. And then I just feel like wit for wit, we could match each other, Oh shit. So that it honestly took me a while to choose him. I'm not gonna lie to you and say I chose him immediately. Like he was constantly proving himself, constantly. And I was not on board by any means, and he will tell you that. Um so yeah, it took me a minute. I wasn't really sold on him up front. And I think I wasn't sold on him because I wasn't like sure of me, So I can't be sold on you if I'm not sold on me. I can't be sure of you if I don't know what I want. But that is what the relationship with him is what led me into thinking about, like, what do you really want? Like, what do you want in a mate? What do you want in a life partner? Do you want to be married? It just led to a lot of um for me soul searching, like learning me on a deeper level. That's what his relationship did for me, or that relationship anyway.
Just watch.
I don't know if we should go purple lips or yellow lips. Yellow would be super bold. I don't know if I'm about that life, but I do feel like I think we got enough going on with the eyes. Okay.
Mom, Binky saying good night to you. Night night. Night night.
I'm gonna try whatever color this is. What is that?
Are you sure you don't want to take a jug of juice or water? Why? Bye bye. First, you have to watch me do 6 jump ropes.
No, but if you think about it, if you think about the type of relationship that I had just came out of, abusive relationship, this guy was mentally, physically, emotionally abusive on all levels. To go to somebody the total opposite, like the total opposite. That was it's a large extreme. It's a large extreme. And that's what it was. I went from somebody who was used to raising a voice and putting their hands on me to somebody who was more or less quiet, soft spoken. It was just it was a major extreme. they are seriously night and day. So it took me a minute to choose him because I was trying to trust me to make a good choice. Um, I haven't always been like the best matchmaker for me. So when he came along and was like saying the right things and doing the right things, it almost freaks you out because you feel like, okay, what's wrong with him? You know? So I struggled with just trusting me to make a good decision. I'm gonna use Crazy Crave. I haven't used them in some time, so yeah, I struggled bad. He was doing so much and I was not trusting it at all. I was like, I don't know why he doing this. Like, what do he want from me? I always felt like he was doing something because he wanted something from me.
Mom, guess what?
What?
For the first time, I did 7.
Will you lock that door, please?
I did.
Oh, you did? Thank you.
Yeah.
Like, he would tell me a couple times, he would be like, oh, I love you. And I would be like, okay.
You guys, if you want to see me and Aaliyah's channel,
Madison, really?
me and my sister's channel,
Plug in your channel.
make sure y'all go to our channel, the Oh My Gosh Sisters.
Damn it,
Like, comment, share,
I couldn't read all of it.
And we're doing a video tomorrow, so make sure you check that out.
My kid, she's so...
Follow us on Instagram.
Huh? Put it back. I couldn't see it.
What back?
I'm not talking to you. I was trying to read a comment, but I can't see it. And I'm going to try and catch it this time when it comes up. I can't see it. I mean, honestly, hindsight being 2020, it was a lot of stuff that I did that I shouldn't have did. It was a lot of stuff that I should have took into account that I definitely did not. And now looking back on it, it could have saved some time and energy. What can you do but contour this nose?
Somebody put a comment.
Oh, okay. Ooh. That, wow, that's a lot. Okay, so, all right. By Pastor, oh, wow. Wow, really? Man. I don't know how that makes me feel, honestly. I will say this. I feel like God gives you discernment, right? And I feel like and I've said this before and he knows this is how I feel. I feel like if you're going to be with somebody, and this person tells you up front, hey, my last relationship, X, Y, and Z happened, and when X, Y, and Z happened, this hurt me, and this is how it made me feel, and I don't ever want to feel this hurt again, and I don't want to have to go through something like this again. It's one thing to have that conversation once, right? Because you may have it one time, and then you come to realize that, you know, maybe you didn't hear something in the conversation, maybe you misunderstood something in the conversation, etc. Okay, you've only had the conversation one time, so more than likely you're going to forget what the person said, especially if you really weren't intent on like hearing them. So it's hard for me. And understand this, if we do dissolve our marriage, it will not be because he cheated. That's not my gripe. I'm completely over the whole attempt on cheating on me phase. Like or situation. I'm over that completely, 100%. My new issues have more so to do with the lack of consistency and care. I feel like when you do something that taints your marriage or taints your relationship in any way, shape, form, or fashion, and the person tells you, well, hey, in order to make this relationship right, this is what I need from you, right? And you continuously don't provide what they said they need to sustain the relationship, that's a problem. Like, that's literally an issue. So if we do dissolve our marriage, it won't be because okay, there it is. Yeah, it's definitely not a mistake. Now, I will say this, and I will give him credit for this. There haven't been any attempts of cheating or any of that since this one incident. However, the things that I required of him to stay and make the marriage work or make the marriage better, they haven't been done. So what do you really want me to do at this point? Like, what do you really want me to do? I've asked you to do something. You said that you understood my requests, you understood my demands, and you would try and meet me with those requests and demands. And you haven't done that. So for me, what color highlighter should we use, y'all? Should we go pink? Should we go pink? This is Danessa Myrick. Or should we go like
Gold?
I don't know. Maybe we should do white. White?
No.
Gold? Gold just seems like, no, that's really too Mardi Gras-ish. And
but
I can't
if you
do
go
that.
with white, then it's gonna look like kinda, if you like put it all over.
Why do I have so much?
Pink?
Yeah. I mean,
you like pink.
I feel
Or
like
you like green.
Let's go with white. I think white will be good.
But if you do white, it's gonna look like a Christmassy.
It's gonna look Christmassy? You think so?
Yeah, but you should do white, like a white color on Christmas.
Girl, do you know how far Christmas away Christmas is, and you talking about some do white on Christmas?
Yeah.
Felicia, should we do like a gold? Ooh. All right, let's use this. We're gonna use Becca's Champagne Pop. That looks good. So yeah, I feel like anytime you let somebody know, like anytime a situation like that comes up and you tell the person, hey, all right, I'm over the situation, and in order for me to stay and make the relationship work, you're going to need to do, it's just a gold color. You're going to need to do X, Y, and Z. And they agree to it. I feel like on every level, they should be daily, you know, doing whatever it is they said that they were going to do. You can't agree to the terms and then don't really agree to the terms. You know what I mean? Like, if you knew you weren't going to do whatever it is you said you were going to do, be honest about the fact that you don't want to do it. And I feel like it's mostly because in his past relationships, it's never been required of him. He's been with people, and he's told me this. He's been with people that once he's, cheated, or once he stepped out on them, they've, yeah, like it's a routine now. You got to think about, like, you broken somebody's trust. You are no longer who you initially presented yourself to be. So now you have to literally reinvent yourself. You have to become somebody else you have to become that 2.0. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm gonna shit on you and I'm gonna do something bad, I can't come back as just regular Rita. Like, I gotta come back as Rita 2.0, because I have something to prove now, if I don't want to lose whatever it is that I so said I want to keep. So you can't come back like doing the same stuff. That's just like, no. And you can't go back to whatever your original norm was. You can't do that, because then that seems like the lie. So for all intents and purposes, you really have to like reinvent yourself. You really have to figure out, okay, what was I doing before? Was it working? And if it was, maybe take some of that and tweak it. But to come back and just act like nothing happened, no, like, you can't do that. You just can't do that. And that is what he attempted to do. Like, the first, and I guess for me, like, the first couple of, I'm gonna go back over my brows, y'all, because they faded out. I guess the first couple of months, he wanted me to tell him how to make it better. He just kept saying, like, tell me what I got to do. Tell me how to make it right. And I felt like it wasn't my job to tell you how to make it right, because I'm not the one who messed it up. I really don't believe in somebody messing up a situation and then you pretty much telling them how to get out of a situation they didn't even have to be in the first place. Let me see. Clearly wasn't the person he thought he was, so he needs to figure out if he has it in him and is ready to change it. Yes, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And I literally put it to him that same exact way. I cannot make this up. I told him that I felt like the person that he showed me was his representative. And it's okay, because, we as people tend to do that, especially if we don't know whether we're going to be accepted or not. Like, we tend to put on and be somebody that we not. Now, I feel like the reason people do that is because you don't know yourself. That's why you're doing it. You don't know if the you that you are is acceptable to whoever you present yourself to, or if the you that you are is acceptable to society. So you put on who you think, people want you to be. The only thing about that is that it don't last no time. Like, it's going to die out, because it's not truly who you are. It's not authentically who you are. And so he was definitely offended when I first told him. I was like, yeah, I don't think this is who you are. You
done?
You're funny.
You done?
I have to spray my face down, but
Other than that, you're done.
listen, let me straighten up my wig, chair, because let me pull it forward and help you understand.
Mom?
Yes, daughter.
Do you want to see me do something?
Can you give me just a moment so I can get off of here, and then you can have all of my free time?
Yay!
Okay.
See, we have free time every day.
I think I got hair in my makeup in my. I think I got
Makeup in your hair.
makeup in my hair. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. My wig is not on, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't plan on putting it on either, because I'm really about to go to bed. So, I wish I had something to say about that, but I don't. I'm gonna keep it cute. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it cute. Oh no. I will say that I did tell him that I felt like that was his representative, and that the reason that he doesn't know how to reinvent himself and make the situation better is because you never knew who you were. I feel like when you know who you are, then you can kind of backtrack and see where you messed up, like where you started getting out of character. But you can only do that if you know who you are. So I personally feel like he doesn't know who he is. I think that he's still trying to figure it out, which there's nothing wrong with that. Like, that's perfectly fine. Um, I just think in some of the ways that he goes about doing it, there are definitely people involved um who see the repercussions of those actions of not knowing who you are. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that at that, and we're gonna pick it up on Tuesday. This is the look. I hope y'all like the look. I'm gonna list all the products. I always want to make his. Oh no, trust me, pride has definitely reared its face in this marriage a number of times. Ego is one of the biggest, his pride and his ego are two of the biggest things that he struggles with. He does have this air about himself that he and I don't mean this in a bad way, trust me, but he does have this uh arrogance about himself, that he knows it all, and that, you know, I'm not gonna say that he's always right, but he does feel like, um maybe his way is best. So his arrogance and his pride are definitely going to be the downfall of our marriage. Yeah, he rarely listens. Now, I will tell y'all too, me being a Virgo, I am 100% a perfectionist. I feel like more times than not, I'm right all the time. So I'm just putting that out there because, like I told y'all before, I'm no saint. I don't want y'all to think that I'm in this marriage and I'm just doing everything right, because I have not. There have been times where I have been verbally disrespectful. Okay, there have been times where I done been 10 times past sassy and my mouth ain't been classy. Okay. There have been times where I mean, I've had my jerk days. I'm just being honest. I've had my jerk days, and yeah. So, but one thing that I can recognize is that I've always been a very vocal person. I have always been one to communicate. I've never had a problem. And he told me this before. He said, you have like this way with your words, and you know how to communicate really well, and you don't struggle with getting out how you feel. But that's because, you guys, I do the inner work. I can look at me in the mirror. Like, I know who I am. When I'm looking at me in the mirror, there is nothing about me that scares me when I look at me in the mirror. Like, if I know I like this, I like this. And if I know I don't like that, I don't like that. And that's just it for me. But I think for him, he still struggles with a lot of that. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna take some pictures. I'm gonna list the products, and I have a video. Tomorrow is Saturday. I'm not uploading anything Saturday. The next upload will be on Monday. It's gonna be the lash tutorial, and I have a couple other videos that I need to edit. Yeah. So I will see y'all. Monday's an upload. I think I'm going to go live shortly on Monday. Tuesday, of course, is going to be Talk About It Tuesday. Wednesday, I think I'm going to crank back up Wine Wednesdays. I will list the wine that I'm going to get from the store so you guys can pick it up as well. When you get your wine, just send me a screenshot, like take a picture and drop it in the comments, or take a picture and send it to my inbox.
But on Tuesday,
that will better help me with a lot of my brand deals that I'm going after this year. So if you guys decide to purchase the wine that I suggest, definitely send me a picture. And yeah, we'll just reconvene on Tuesday. I'll do a live on Monday, like some kind of cute little makeup look on Monday. But that's it for tonight, y'all. I love y'all. Thank you so much for just allowing me to vent, and for just this being like a safe space to do it in. I appreciate that it has definitely been a judge-free zone, and that you guys have just like accepted me and, you know, my whole little family and our little array of issues that we are dealing with. Nobody's perfect, you know, life is not easy. It's a journey. It's not meant to be taken alone always. I do know that there are some phases in life where you have to go at it alone, but then I know there are a lot of phases in life where it helps to have a supportive team. So I really do appreciate you guys just, you know, being that support for me, being that sounding board, being a listening ear, being an open heart. Those things are very important to me, especially seeing as how she said, "Hey, Maddie." Especially seeing as how I don't have like this close knit circle of women. I am grateful for this space. So yeah, just thanks, guys.
But on Wednesday, on Tuesday,
Tuesday,
she'll have all the free time she won't because I have practice.
You do. Oh, did you miss practice yesterday? Did. Oh my God. All right, y'all. Well, we're about to jump off. Y'all have a great night. Enjoy your weekend. If you're going to go out, be safe. Wear your mask. I don't know about wearing gloves, but wear your mask, wear your gloves if that's your thing. And I will see y'all later.